20 years from now, our energy systems are going to look vastly different than they are now. And we're going to look back at these days and say, wow, did we really set fire to coal in order to generate electricity? You know, we look back on the days of fossil fuel energy and we will laugh at the naive, simplistic approach that we took to this technology. It's going to be a new world. What we're going to have is we're going to have all of these smaller decentralized energy providers, which will include you and I. We'll be at home. We'll have our solar panels collecting energy. The energy will go into our vehicles. So it will be a liberating market experience, I think, for everybody. We may wind up with a system now that is delivering cheap energy, but it is using its might to offset challenges from different technologies in the future that could potentially challenge for cheaper energy. So we need to somehow make sure that we have a level playing field. And that's important both from a competitive perspective, but it's also important, I think, from a perspective of ensuring that these dominant energy companies don't extract monopoly profits as a result of their competitive position. Coming home to a house that is now, an energy plant. Well, that house that's an energy plant needs to have technology incorporated into it to make it work. You've got to have a grid that is able to accommodate all of this, disparate stochastic energy that's being delivered in and outside of the grid. So the grids need to be created in a much more flexible manner. Unfortunately, we're dealing with systems right now that have been set up for supporting these large, conventional, centralized plants. And as a result of that, and these plants, by the way, are highly inefficient as a result of their size. But we have to get out of that, and this is going to cost a lot of money. So the actual process of setting up a grid and getting energy to and from people's homes, I believe should be a government mandated position, because there are concerns about, if there are any disruptions in the supply, people can be really significantly damaged by this. There are national security concerns associated with fragmented grids. So I think that there is a lot of well-founded justification for supporting government monopoly in grids. However, what's been happening recently is this trend toward the privatization of electricity generation. And that, I believe, is probably the formula to avert concerns over, one technology taking over and starting to create these artificial monopolies. That by itself, the decentralized nature of renewable energy, lends itself to free market benefits.